You're now live.
Just do whatever you do. Good. Hi everybody.
Hello.
Yep, we're doing both.
Welcome to Danza del Sol. Look at the vineyard, guys. Look. Beautiful. Let us get out of your way. Enjoy that view.
Enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Got lots of
right?
people coming in. Got about 10 people.
Perfect.
Hello,
Shine
hello. Come on in.
time.
Hi, sweetheart. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome, one and all.
All right.
I mean, this is exciting.
Yep, quite
It's a
few.
beautiful day in California. For anybody that's out of state, we have blue skies, we have beautiful vines. Everything is, what do you guys call it? The buds are,
Well, bud break
Bud
has happened,
break,
and
yeah.
now we're getting into the growing season.
yeah.
And this growth is only, I mean, it's probably been maybe a week and a half, 10 days, 12 days.
Wow.
That it's just kind of just totally blossomed out. So this is awesome. This is always a good time of year.
Rad view. Hello, guys.
Always a
Mark
good
and
time
Katie
of year.
Becker here.
Yo,
Hi,
Katie.
cheers, everybody.
Beckers.
Hello. Candace is here.
Beckers, you all should win the MVP.
I know,
for,
every
for
time.
virtual tastings, man. You guys win the MVP. You're at every
Kill
one.
it.
Thank you for
I
being
know,
here.
we like seeing you everywhere.
Thank you for following. Thank you for being here.
Got Patricia. We got a lot.
Miss O'Brien, hello.
Oh, she's got her cheese. I bet she's got it all laid
Yeah.
out.
She's ready.
She's poolside. You're poolside, I know. I get it.
Candace said, so beautiful. I miss that view.
It's gorgeous, man. It's gorgeous. Welcome.
Can you see and hear us, everybody?
Can you guys hear us okay? Can you see us okay?
Double tap for us if you can hear us. We're outside today, but we wanted to show you how beautiful it is. So that's why we're not inside the barrel room.
Yeah, we didn't want to let this beautiful day go to waste. So we thought we'd share it with you.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Looks great. Frank and Claudine from Texas.
Hi.
Texas.
Everyone said yes,
Hi,
thumbs up.
Texas. Tejas. Welcome.
LOL, we love tasting and miss everyone. That was Katie.
Hi, Katie.
We can hear you. All right, you're good.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Take it away, Mr. Walter.
Well, welcome back again. We're doing this again. I don't know what number virtual this is for us, but we're starting to get pretty
Good
good
at
at
it.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's starting to get fun. Well, not starting to get fun. It's always been fun. So welcome back for another edition of Walter Wednesday. Today we have the beautiful Gina and Grazing Theory here.
Hello.
We're so happy to be able to partner up with Grazing Theory and do some different things, and so we're really excited about the cheese pairing today. So hopefully everybody that got the Thirst Aid Kit, you got the 4 wines, and you got the 4 cheeses. So hopefully everybody's got their stuff ready, and you're ready to go. Do we have any questions right away? Gina, you got anything?
I have nothing, but I just kind of want to know who you are for people who don't know you. Like,
Well,
what do you
that's
do here?
That's
Like,
a
that's
great
important.
question. That's a great question. For those that don't know, my name is Walter Carter. I am the director of hospitality for
At Walter's Vineyard.
at Walter. Follow me at Walter's Vineyard. I'm the director of hospitality for not only Danza del Sol Winery but Mesilla de la Viña as well. I started working at Danza in 2012. And just kind of been here ever since, and I love my job, and I love what we get to do. Even in times like this, this has been really fun to find new ways to connect and get ourselves out there, and it's been fun. So thank you guys for coming along the ride, if you will. Gina, who are you? Let's find out who
I'm
are
the
you?
cheese lady. No.
She's cheesy.
My name is Gina Lamora, and I'm the owner and creator of Grazing Theory. So we are a licensed and insured catering company, and we specialize in cheese and charcuterie boards. We love cheese, we love wine, so being in Temecula Valley has been a great fit. This is the first time that I feel our family moved somewhere. I'm like, we are staying right here. So we'll be here forever. I'll be the cheese woman forever. So you can call me that. It's totally fine. So we have been lucky to make partnerships and have friendships and relationships with wineries like Danza del Sol, like Mesilla, and many others. So thank you for having us back
You're
again.
welcome. You're welcome.
We love talking cheese. We love talking wine, and we're kind of learning about pairings. So thank you for everybody who purchased their pound of cheese. So you have a quarter pound of each of the cheeses we're doing today. So don't worry, you'll be able to eat it all. Walter and I just have a little snippet of it so we can be tasting along with you. But we're excited to hear what you think about the pairings. We drink a lot and eat a lot, so we are sure these pairings are delicious. But we want to get your feedback.
Yeah, let us know if you guys
yeah.
like them. Yeah. If anybody doesn't know, we are here at Danza del Sol Winery. So if you can see behind us, we're actually at the winery, at the vineyard, right down at the barrel room. We do little weddings down here sometimes, and obviously this is part of our 40-acre vineyard here. 35 of them are planted. Right behind us is Gewürztraminer. Above that would be the Syrah and a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc, Viognier, Tempraniero's over here to my right, your left. So we're actually a functioning working farm. So it's really cool to be able to come give you a live virtual right here from a live virtual real farm, working farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really happening. Even though we're sheltered in place, the vines are not. You can see that they're getting going. So I'm glad you guys are able to tune in and join in with us. We're really excited.
Thank you.
Someone said the vines in that sky.
Yeah,
I know. It's beautiful.
Good combo.
Should we drink some? Should we go?
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
pop
All right.
some bottles. So
All right.
we're starting off with the lovely. If you've never had this, you have to come to Temecula. If you are stopping at a winery, Danza del Sol needs to be your very first winery at 11 a.m. when they open for the Espumanzo. You guys have to do it because this is delicious. It
really,
is
really good.
crisp. It is clean, and pop those bottles. A pro tip for you guys, what I learned from my wine friends, is that you need to chill your bottles at least 30 to 60 minutes before any live IG or before your friends come over. So that way you can kind of like get it nice and cold, and that's the way it should be enjoyed, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think getting it nice and chilled is the best way to have it. And obviously our sparkling, our Espumosa is the only one that Danza del Sol makes. We don't do a flavored one. We just have this one. And it's actually made from Chenin Blanc, wink, wink, and French Colombard. So those two grapes make up this particular varietal. So if you have it, I hope you popped it. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Virtual cheers. Okay.
And do not swirl the sparkling. That is,
Look at
I
you.
learned.
Look at you. Oh
They
my
think
goodness.
I just drink. I take notes.
No, listen, I've been drinking with her for, I don't know, like six months, and she's
Yeah.
really picked up a lot of things. That's absolutely true. This is the only thing you
months
don't
straight.
swirl. Yeah. Straight, 6 months straight. No, nonstop.
Someone said, thanks for allowing me to be a member and shipping my wine to Virginia. Danza was my first membership back in 2013. It's our favorite.
Awesome.
Someone asked when the Chenin Blanc's coming back.
So the Espumosa, like I was saying, it's the only one that you don't swirl. Part of the 5 S's is to see it, swirl it, smell it, sip and savor it. And this is the only one that you're not going to swirl because you want those bubbles to stay intact. You want it to stay nice and carbonated as long as possible. So that way when you sip it, those bubbles should actually be bursting on your tongue, on your palate. And then it should set you up for a nice little bite of cheese. And then we go back and forth, right? No BS, SBS. So sip, bite, sip. Yeah, you got no BS.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah. What do we pair this with today, Gina?
Today we are pairing this with, which I would say is an easy pair because we have high acidity
Uh-huh.
in our Espumosa, and the cheese that I chose today is our double cream French brie. So the double cream French brie, what's really unique about it is that it has a 60% plus cream content. So that means that the French brie is really going to be melty in your mouth. You're going to get a finished note of nuttiness, a lot of earthy tones, and the acidity in your bubbles is just going to cut through the fattiness of that cheese. So pick up your wedge. If you got the cheese pack, the wedge that you got, you can cut it into 3 or 5 wedges. It depends on how much you like brie. So get your big knife out, cut that wedge up, and then take a sip, take a bite, and take a sip. And then we'd love to hear your feedback. So go ahead, Mr. Walter.
Okay, so I'm going to take a sip, and then the nice bubbly sensation that it's dry, but it's not overly dry. What's really neat is people walk into the taste room and they'll say, we like our sparkling, we like a little bit more of a Prosecco style, which is going to be a little bit sweeter. Some people like more of a Brut, which is more, more dry. This one really cuts right down the middle. It kind of tickles both fancies. People that like it a little drier, they're okay with this. And I think this is going to set you up really nice for the brie.
This one's you.
Okay, I'm just going to take
Oh, you can do that too. So a question we get a lot is the rind edible? Absolutely. The rind on the brie is edible. It's going to give you a tangy finish if you do decide to eat the rind. But it's a beautiful, like, white snowflake color. So when we make our cheese boards, we like to cut the little wedge you have in 3, and then the 2 on the edge we flip to the side so you can see the flesh of the edge. Of the cheese, excuse me. So you have the beautiful white snowflake rind in the middle, and you flip them and you see the flesh of the cheese. So that's just another little tip for you if you're building your own cheese board. But I want to see like some hearts. Do you guys like this pairing? Do you feel the bubbles Espumosa cut through the cheese? because the fattiness of the cheese, the acidity of the wine, it should just cut right through each other.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you
Yes,
say
so good.
Would you say brie? I always say this, and don't be mad at me. Is it funky or no? Would you say brie is a little? When I taste it, I get a little bit of mushroom. Is that fair?
I mean, it's earthy. So,
Earthy. Okay,
so that's what
fair.
we say.
That's see. That's why you're the cheese lady.
So what's great about brie cheese is if you flip over the brie packages that you buy in the store, the expiration date is usually something we are very aware about. But the closer you get to expiration date, the more flavorful your cheese is going to be. So don't be scared of that expiration date. You can eat that cheese up to the expiration date and you're going to get so much more flavor than you would have if it was a month out. So don't be scared of the expiration date. Embrace it, okay? So don't be scared of it.
Kind of like milk, right?
Yeah.
Embrace it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Sorry.
I disagree.
That's my own thing. Sorry. That's my own thing. Wine, on the other hand, does not have an expiration date. So keep it in a cool, dry place, and it should last quite a while. And I guess there's no way to know if your wine is oxidized or turned unless you open it and find out. So
I know I
expiration
just
date.
swirled, but that's
It's okay. It's
yeah.
okay. It's
Have
almost
it.
good. It's fine.
Sorry.
We
We'll
got-
allow it. We'll allow it, Gina.
A lot of brie is so good, delicious. Not all brie is created equal. Brie is so good.
True.
Ha ha ha. Walter, I think that was the milk comment. Good to know about
I
the
wonder who
expiration
said
date in flavor. She said it's definitely not like milk.
Some people.
Such a gorgeous view. Can't wait to come back.
It is a
All
gorgeous
good.
view. That view is gorgeous.
All good.
All right. Any more questions about the brie? I love that.
The brie is good. So brie can be found on all of Grazing Theory's charcuterie and cheese boards. This is a brie we love. It's everywhere. We top it with beautiful local raw honeycomb. So if you get a board, if you want to know it's ours, you can eat it all and then see our engraving on the board, or you can see if there is raw honeycomb on the brie cheese. That is ours. It oozes out, which is the same thing your brie cheese is going to do. Take out your brie cheese 30 to 60 minutes, or your cheese platter, before your guests arrive, because we want the cheese to get up to room temp. Let it breathe, let it get aromatic, let it just kind of like,
I like wine.
yeah, kind of like wine, like
Right? Needs
yeah.
time to open up and really become who it wants to be.
Yeah.
I always thought that cheese had to be super
Ice
cold.
cold,
yeah.
yeah.
And she was like, no, give it some time to come up to room temperature.
Yeah.
That's really neat. That's a good tip. to know.
Yeah, so take it out a little bit before. Your cheese can be out in an air-conditioned room for up to 3 hours. So don't feel like you gotta eat all
Really?
this in 30 minutes.
Did not know
Yeah,
that.
up to 3 hours, you're totally good. We are food safety managers, so we know about this stuff. Believe me, we won't eat funky cheese. So 3 hours, you're totally good.
Okay, look, it's not just wine here, people. You get an education.
Yeah,
Listen,
little
I didn't know
tidbits.
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, any questions? Brie, sparkling, love it. Espumosa.
Everyone
this is,
said sparkling is that mama juice.
so
Sparkling is
good.
that after work juice. Brie is heart eyes.
so
Oven
good.
brie is amazing too.
Oh yes,
Beautiful.
yes. And the Espumosa is part of the Sip from Home discount. So if you guys want to get some bottles, you want to get them delivered to your front door, you can put in the Sip from Home the promo code, and it gives you 35% off 6 bottles or more when you ship them to your house. So if you like the Espumosa, you want to get more of it, you can go right to the website and order 6 bottles, 35% off for Sip from Home discount. So put it in the cart,
Fabulous.
right?
Yeah.
If nothing else, we become experts at online shopping.
I
right,
know.
during this time,
I mean, we're like the Amazon now.
right?
Not the Amazon.
Right.
Amazon.
That Amazon.
Amazon, yeah. So amazing specials going on. So please check out the website. Danza is doing really great, keeping everybody involved and together, which is why they're partnering with like local companies like
Right.
us. This is amazing. So thank you all for joining and for getting the cheese boards today.
And it's been fun. It's been fun to watch people kind of come for the cheese and love the wine, or come for the wine and love the cheese. So just keep staying with us. Let's go to wine number 2.
I like it. Let's do it.
Okay. Just so you guys know, we will be announcing. I got 2 special announcements when we're done with the tasting. One of them is which we're going to be announcing the winner of the Social Danza contest. I don't know who came up with that name.
was me,
Social
sorry.
Danza.
It's like social distancing. It's
I
play
got
on
it.
words.
We'll be announcing that winner after the tasting is done. And then I got one more surprise for you. If you want to hang on and hang out with us, that's great. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's drink some wine.
Let's do it.
How far do you ship is a question before I don't want to lose it.
We ship all the way. I don't know. I don't
30
know.
All the
3
states,
right?
All the-
There's only like 4.
Oh, sorry,
6
20.
There's only
30
like 4 or 5 that we don't. Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are they? Do you know where they are? Tell me
no.
where you are, and I'll tell you if we ship there. I can't remember offhand. There's like, I want to say like Maine, no, Kentucky?
He doesn't
Oh.
know, so tell us where you are.
If you tell me where you are, I'll tell you yes or no. But don't ask me to list the ones that we don't. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Moving on.
Wine number 2, 2018, Pinot Grigio. All right.
Can you do your like pour?
Okay,
The long
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, this
Okay,
is
I'll
why
do
we
it.
like coming.
the
This
Walter
is why we
pour.
see Walter.
Back
Do
up
the
a
Walter
little bit.
pour.
Here we go.
See it. And she's from Boston, if that helps at all.
Ooh, Boston.
Massachusetts?
I don't
I'll
know.
check and get back to
Tell
you.
Patricia. Patricia's watching. Let me know. Boston, Massachusetts. I don't know. All right. Anyway, sorry. Pinot Grigio, 2018 Temecula Valley fruit. This is Temecula Valley wine. If you have it, I think you'll realize that it's zesty, it's fruity. The 2016 version actually won gold medals, so we feel like the recipe for our Pinot Grigio is really, really good. We haven't entered this one into a contest yet, but hopefully if there's a competition to enter it in, we will, and we'll see how it pans out. But the Pinot Grigio has a bit of a following here at Danza, and it's one that we really like. This is the 2018 version. The alcohol on this one, now listen, the alcohol on this one is a little bit lower. It's at 13.5% alcohol, which is not really, really high, but it's got nice balance to it. So hopefully you're enjoying it. Cheers.
We don't ship to Massachusetts, just so you know.
That was good.
And it's kind of opened up. It's kind of warmed up a little bit out here, so that's good. But you get to taste a little bit of that minerality. I get a little bit of a little bit of lemon zest, or there's a zestiness to it that I really, really like. The alcohol it's not overbearing.
So I want to share something with you guys. When I met Walter, every wine we open up, mostly everyone, he's like, oranges. And I'm like, what is up with you and oranges? So this is, I guess, like a tidbit for your palate. So he grew up in Florida.
That's right.
So a lot of orange trees there. So everything he smells, if there is just a tiny
Just a
bit
hint,
of
right.
orange in there, he'll be like, oh, oranges. So the fact is that it depends on where you're from, what you've smelled a lot. That is the notes that you're going to pick up on wine, correct?
100%.
Yeah.
Where you're from, 100% dictates some of the notes and flavors that you pick up in a wine. Is it the same way with cheese?
It is, no, I wouldn't say it's the same with cheese. That's the one difference,
Right.
but we love enjoying the cheese with the wine. So today we are enjoying a 12-month age Manchego cheese with it. So this is 100% sheep milk cheese. The cheese originates from Spain. And what's really great about this one is that usually in the store you guys can purchase a 4-month-old Manchego or a 6-month-old Manchego. The 12-month-old one is usually not in the stores. We're able to get it as a licensed and assured catering company from suppliers, and that's why we're able to offer this to you today. But the biggest difference you'll see between the one you buy in the store and the one you're getting from Grazing Theory is that this one has a more mature color. It has more crumbles. So when you pick up your wedge, even this one, it looks like it crystallizes a little bit more. You can start seeing a caramel color in it. So what that means is the longer a cheese ages, the more flavorful it's going to become, the darker in color it will be, the more crumbly it will become. Because if you have some American cheese flappy thing over here and you have this cheese, you will see that it's a big difference. And even between the 6-month and the 12-month, there's a massive difference, even in taste, color, texture, appearance. So today we did the 100% milk, sheep milk from Spain. So I'd love for you to take a sip, bite, and a sip.
SBS.
And you're
love
going to see this is very similar to Parmesan cheese.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like this is the Spanish version of Parmesan cheese. Yeah. So this is going to be a really nutty flavor. It's just going to be delicious.
Oh, it even smells a little bit nutty if you smell it. This guy has a little bit of that nuttiness to it.
Did you cut the cheese, Walter?
No, but I will. All day, every day. What was really interesting too, what you just said was that you said that as the cheese ages, it gets a little bit darker. Same way with wine. When you're doing your 5 S's, you're looking at wine. One of the tells about the age of a wine is its color. The more darker, the more brooding, golden it is, the more you have an idea that's going to be a little bit older. So that's a cool thing. Similarity between cheese and wine.
That's a good one. What is great about the Manchego cheese too is that if you're doing a 6-month-old one, it melts beautifully on a Philly cheesesteak.
Ooh.
You can
Philly.
you can grate it over salads. It's very, very versatile, or you can just eat it straight like we're doing today. So the Manchego is absolutely amazing. It's another cheese that goes great with white wine. It's great even with red wines. It stands up against the wine because when you're doing the 12-month age one, it just has the flavor. It can actually put on the boxing glove and I almost said kick this guy's bottom, but it can stand up to it. It'll be a good match.
It's strong enough. It's big
yeah.
enough. Yeah.
It's
And
almost
that's
like
key.
a Conor McGregor.
That's
Yeah.
key. That's key. A good pairing. One shouldn't override or dominate the other. They should work in hand.
Everyone's
in
loving
unison.
this pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. The Manchego is a good one. I think it's one of the most versatile cheeses that we do
Definitely.
with Grazing Theory. I feel like there's a lot of things you could. This would probably even pair with the Vermentino. I think we've done it with the Vermentino before, the Manchego, and even maybe the Chenin Blanc. Even though the Chenin Blanc's going to have a touch of sweetness to it, I think it would be great with the Manchego too.
Yeah,
Eat it by the
Manchego,
pound.
easy pairing.
Easy pairing. You really can't mess that one up. I really don't think. Maybe a red that's too big, a big tannic red, might not be your go with the Manchego, but outside of that, I don't think you can mess
pretty
that up. Yeah.
I agree. So it's almost like the Parm, but if you are familiar with Parmesan cheese, this one is gonna have the same texture, but it's a little bit creamier. Like it's not as dry as the Parmesan cheese. Yeah, super delicious.
Any
Thumbs
questions?
up.
Yeah. You guys find this? You liking it? Yeah.
No questions. We got a lot of this pairing is umami.
Oh, I know what.
Yeah.
No.
The wine balances the salt of the cheese nicely. Love this cheese. Love this cheese.
That's cool.
Good.
Pairings are favorite so far.
Oh, that's good.
I do want to give a shout out to one of the people that ordered the cheese pack today. They drove from Anaheim.
What?
Yeah. So thank you for doing that. I won't say your name. So thank you.
Appreciate
I appreciate
you.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Thank you for supporting us
Wow.
all the way here in Temecula. And yeah, that's thumbs
Wow.
up. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Someone
Thank
asked
you.
huge.
when
That's
the
huge.
next-
Thank you. That's huge.
Next cheese and wine pairing. I'm a red wine red wine girl, so the drier the better.
All right, let's go. Well, if
We're
you're
getting
ready-
there.
All right, let's go. Cab Franc's up
do
next.
it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right, so number 3 is the 2016 Cabernet Franc. This actually Cabernet Franc actually grows right over my right shoulder, about up that way, up there. Cab Franc grows and then comes all the way down this way. I wish I could take you to the grape. I'd show you. For anybody that doesn't
Next
know,
time.
Cab Franc is actually the parent grape to Cabernet Sauvignon. A long time ago, they grafted a little bit of Cab Franc together and some Sauvignon Blanc, and that's how you get Cabernet Sauvignon. For a long time, they used to use this as a blended grape. They wouldn't make it as a single varietal. And then some time ago, people started really figuring it out that Cab Franc is a standalone grape, that it actually can stand up to the challenge of being its own single varietal grape. And now in Temecula Valley, Syrah's Cab Francs are doing really, really well. And now we're producing 100% Cab Franc, which this is 2016 Cab Franc. The alcohol on this one's going to be 14.4. So we're up there a little bit in alcohol, and hopefully the cheese that Gina's picked is gonna pair well.
I like how he puts that on me.
Yeah, I mean, it's your,
I'll take the blame, but this is gonna be amazing. So I'll also take the glory. So I'll take it all.
yeah, because if it's good, then you're
Yeah.
gonna go see. I told you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll
Fellas,
do
help me out. You already know. You already know.
it. Ooh,
2016 Cab Franc.
smells great.
Swirl it. Do your 5 S's. Swirl it. That's gonna be your first S is sight. You're gonna look at it, get the idea of the color. Your second S is to swirl. Your third S is to smell.
Is it like black cherry?
Right
like
away,
deep
I get black
Is
cherry.
that way? See, I'm getting better, people.
You're
By
picking
like,
up a little bit of the notes of the barrel, being the fact that we're at the barrel room, to get a little bit of that cedar note. I believe this spent some time in American and French oak. I believe it was split in both, so you get a little bit of that vanilla cocoa.
what is this feeling I'm getting?
That's a little bit of the tannin. That's
Yeah.
going to be a little bit of the tannin. I always say a good. Oh,
good.
that's good.
Yeah, that's I'm like, what's this feeling?
It's good. It's
It's a good feeling.
I always say a good wine. It should make you salivate a little bit, and
Yeah,
it should
I'm
make
like,
you kind of reach for your glass to go back and have another sip. If it's good, you'll find yourself taking 2 or 3 sips before you even think about it. That's when you know. Excuse me.
Someone said, I want your job. Where can I get an app?
That is good. The Cab Franc 2016. Okay, what cheese did we pair?
Well, before we get to that, take 3 sips of this because I have heard from
Okay.
my winery friends that you need to take at least 3 sips of the
Absolutely.
wine to kind of like coat your entire mouth, like really appreciate it. So,
I always tell people
Do
that's
that.
true. I always tell people that first
Yeah.
sip doesn't count. I think it's one of the toughest things you can do is to walk into a winery or be at somebody's house and they pour you some wine, you take a sip, and that one sip you go, I don't like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. You haven't really tasted it. You have to let it kind of sit on your palate, let it really saturate into your palate and all your good spaces, your nooks and crannies. Take a couple of sips and let that happen. And then by your third or fourth sip, if you still don't like it, then you truly don't like the wine. But at least give it a chance. You got to try it at least 2 or 3 times before you can decide if you like it or not.
Because the thing is, we all want to look cute when we go wine tasting. But to really taste the wine, you gotta, like Walter said, like pull it back all the way in the back of your mouth, like up your cheeks, get the chipmunk cheeks full of wine, take the swallow, and it'll change your life a little bit,
listen,
right?
that's why you see people like literally gargling with it.
Yeah.
Swishing it around. Some people do the thing where they kind of suck in. They do that. They're just really trying to really incorporate it into their whole palate so they can really get some of the nuances in the flavors. That's good. It's
So
balanced.
if you're at home following along, you should be about on sip 4, which is why it's great for our next pairing, which is one of Walter's favorite cheeses. So what's great about goat cheese is that it wasn't popular in the U.S. to start out with. And I learned some new facts that I want to share with Walter today.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So Purple Haze is from Northern California. There is a company up there called Cypress Grove.
Yes.
So what's great about Cypress Grove is that they are located in Arcata, which is the town, and Humboldt County is the county that they're in.
Okay.
So how this company started is very amazing. In the 70s, which is kind of like when we had everything was easy to do in the 70s, I want to say, because that was the era of hamburger helper and American cheese came out, which is not a real cheese. So cheese back then in the 70s was an orange block that is floppy and that thing will not tear at all. You can stick it to the ceiling like pasta. So that's not cheese. So this whole thing about having processed food was kind of in the 70s. So there was a lady named, I'm going to get her name right, Mary Keene. She was a single mom of 4, and she was determined to give her kids healthy food. And she looked over, and her neighbor had goats. So she decided, if I just had my own goats, I can give them organic, fresh goat milk, which is super, super healthy. So Mary went over and the neighbor said, well, if you can catch that goat, you can have it. So,
What?
yes, eventually Mary got 2 of the goats and 2 turned into 4 and 4 turned into plenty. And she had so much milk, she didn't know what to do with it. So she started making cheese.
Wow.
So in the 70s, you had convenience. And then in the 80s, you had determination, like we're going to start eating healthy. And then in the 90s, all of this was kind of implemented, which is when Cypress Grove started, it's 1983. So in the 90s, specialty cheeses kind of came back. It kind of got life again. So this is the story of Cypress Grove, which is a Northern California creamery that is still in production. We got to buy these cheeses. I saw our Costco carrying Humboldt Fog, which is incredible. Like that's a
That's good.
cheese in its own league.
Beautiful.
So if you guys see these specialty cheeses, please buy it because we have to save the cheesemakers. These things expire. That expiration date you see, if it's past that, the store has to throw it away and the cheesemakers don't make their money. So if you're going to buy wine, buy cheese, please.
Love it.
So this cheese, what's great about it is if you look at it, if you got it today, I'm just going to cut right into this.
You do it.
This is a super creamy goat cheese. And if you turn it to its side, you will see like little speckles of lavender in there. The little purple is lavender, and then what's great about it, this is hand-picked pollen that's in here too. Beautiful, right?
Goat cheese and
I
figs,
know.
so delicious. Awesome
take a
story.
minute? Can we just take a minute to cheers Mary Keene?
Mary
Yeah.
Keene.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary. You're
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you, Mary.
Someone said, where to go? Mary, the MVP.
Yeah, for
She's
real. She
definitely
is
the
the real
MVP.
MVP. Mary Keene.
So what's also great about this is that it's super creamy. It's goat cheese, so goat milk. So now you guys, if you have the cheese plate, you have had cow milk with the brie, you've had sheep milk with the manchego, and now you're going to goat's milk with the purple haze.
Love it.
So let's
All right, let's do it.
taste it.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
I'm going to use a cracker because I like
Sure.
a little cracker with mine.
Go ahead. So you're gonna have a sweet taste with like a tangy brightness of the fresh goat cheese. That's why it comes in this little like 4-ounce little wheel, because it's so fresh, it's so rich. It is absolutely amazing. We just love goat cheese at Grazing Theory. I think it's amazing. It's a different taste.
You guys are making me jealous over here.
We're gonna do pairings
keep
with
that
you
away.
after Shelley.
Keep that to a minimum.
So the lavender, and what'd you say, hand-picked pollen?
Yeah, fennel pollen. Yeah,
Fennel.
fennel is
Yeah,
it,
that's what it
It's
is.
the
That
fennel.
fennel. If you're a fennel fan, then you like. Oh my God.
Someone said we're gonna need an Uber after all that cheese and wine.
It makes you makes you want to it makes you salivate. Like it makes you want to grab a glass of wine. That is delicious. I love figs when they're in season. If you want to grill off some figs and get you a little bit of this, and just when they're done grilling, just top them off with a little bit of this, you're in good shape. I'm a huge fan of this cheese.
Cypress Grove has a lot of amazing cheese. Sorry, that little cracker got in the wrong pipe.
It's okay. Here's some wine. I got.
Let me drink
You can
something.
wash that down.
So they have a lot of amazing cheeses. They're in Humboldt County. And just like in San Francisco, when you hear the foghorn go off, there's a fog that rolls into Humboldt County. So Mary decided to put a line of edible vegetable ash in one of the goat cheeses. And that is called the Humboldt Fog. Amazing. We're using it this week on all of our boards. So if you order of Grazing Theory this week, enjoy that Humboldt Fog. Thank you, Mary.
Another one of my favorites.
Patricia
Yeah.
said her favorite pairing so far.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
this cheese is
The
bomb.
creaminess of the cheese really works with a little bit of that tart, cherry kind of black cherryness of the Cab Franc. That smokiness really lends itself to that fennel pollen. That's a good pairing. That's easy. That's
Someone said with a little fig jam.
fig jam. There you go. Maybe a little bit of honey. Right?
Honey would be great.
Honey would tie
Honey
those
would
two
be
together.
Temecula
amazing,
Life's
yeah.
here.
Right?
That would be a
Oh, yeah.
perfect bite.
He said it's good.
Yeah, Luis said, good view. Amazing.
Yeah, he's on there right now.
Oh, good.
Luis.
Thanks,
what's up,
Luis.
man? Thanks, man.
We're doing a giveaway with Luis, so stay tuned if you want to know what that is. It's always good when it's with Luis. Not
Yeah.
that it's not good if it's with us,
Yeah.
but
Katie Becker said, our cat literally tried to steal some of this off the table.
Yeah, I believe it. I
so
believe
next time get the plate. We're doing some more events with Walter. So next time, please guys, order the plate. Like we want you to be tasting what we're talking about. So get the plate.
That
Get
Cab
your
Franc is good.
I know.
That's
Thursday
really good.
package.
That's really good. Again, part of the Sip From Home, Sip From Home promo. If you want to get a couple bottles of that, 6 bottles or more, 35% off from the Sip From Home. Go to the website and get you all set up from Sip
For
From
Wine
Home
Club.
with the Cab Franc.
Yummy. So favorite so far, I think is the goat cheese.
I agree. I think that's that's the purple
Yeah.
haze. There's something about it. I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know if it's. I think it's that fennel, that creaminess. It's just good. It just works. That's my
And the
favorite.
lavender, still the lavender keeps it fresh. Although the goat cheese sometimes can be a little bit punchy. I know there's a lot of non-goat cheese fans out there, but I think
Candace.
this will change your life. Give
Yeah,
it a try.
Candace is a
Yeah.
non-goat cheese eater. But
Oh,
I think
Candace.
with the right pairing, with the right red wine, I think I could get her to come
You can do
across.
There's so many options.
So many
Yeah.
options, so many things to do. Any questions, concerns, comments? This is
Do you
right?
guys know when you're doing this again? I'll get on the next one for sure.
Let me see it, right? Yeah. We'll announce that. We'll announce. We'll be
All at
hanging
the
out.
end. Just
tuned.
stick around. Stick
Yeah,
around.
Just hang on. Just drink a little
Luis said
wine.
miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you. We miss you. All right. Number
Our
4.
next one, number 4.
All right, let's go.
Last but not least.
All right, last but not least, the wine 2019 Tres Rosé. So this is a new release for us. If you have the old 2018 at home, the percentages changed just a little bit in the blend, just a touch sweeter. And we actually did this one with a twist cap, which I think is really cool. Now we have 2 twist caps on our profile. It's the Sauvignon Blanc and then the Rosé. So I just thought I'd demo that for you here.
Ooh,
I
so
love
good.
that.
So
It
good.
just makes it easy to get into, right? Who doesn't want an easy bottle to get into?
You know what's funny with the twist cap in South Africa, which is where I'm from?
Yes.
This cap we would now put on the floor and step on it.
Yeah.
That means you got to drink the whole bottle. There's no saving
All right,
it.
step on
Oh,
it. Let's
great,
go.
wait,
No,
let
no,
me-
no. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right,
That's
sorry.
what we were doing.
All right, 2019 Rosé.
Don't dare me. Like,
No, I know you were gonna
yeah,
do. I should have
like-
known. I should have known. All right, 2019 Rosé. Now I know I got some people that are not huge sweet fans out there. That if you purchase the Thirst Aid Kit, this is probably going to be the sweetest of the 4 that we've tasted. But I would tell you that Gina does a really good job of pairing the cheese with the wine. I think you'll see why the pairing worked and why we picked it the way we picked it. The other thing to know is that this is another versatile wine. You can make a quick sangria, overnight sangria with it. We've had some people just pour like half of the bottle or the whole bottle into a pitcher, cut some fruit up, let it sit overnight. The next day, top it off with a little bit of sparkling or something with some carbonation. You got a quick sangria. If you want to pair it with something a little bit more sweeter, you can do that too. This is a very versatile sweet wine, and it's rosé, so it works for the hotter months. I hate to call it a porch pounder, but some people will do that. Chill it down. You can make a slushy out of it. You can do
I'm doing
a
that.
frosé. Some people are doing frozen rosé. They find a way to kind of slush it up, add it in there, and you got a bit of a frosé. So if you don't want to just drink it, find some cool things to do with it and spice up your repertoire of drinks.
Yes, I like it. So the color in this is beautiful, and what I have learned in wine country is that the color is determined by how long the skins of the grape stays in the barrel.
Look at you. I'm going to go
I
sit
know.
over there. You just do the thing.
No, Walter, you got it. So tell me. I
No,
know
that's
what it
good.
takes, but I don't know the answers, which is why you're here.
Well, no, that is true. How long the skins are on contact with the juices, how dark they're going to be. Some varietals, we're talking 2 hours that the skins will sit on that juice. Some
quick.
a little bit longer, 10 to 12 hours, just depending on how dark and what color you want to do it. Then there's some different processes you can do to get different colors. That's why you'll see some rosés have a little bit more of that salmon color, a little bit more like Provence, and then some of them have a little bit more of a darker hue, kind of like the rosé here. So just depending on the stylistic, how long the skins were in contact, which grapes they use, all those things kind of play a part into the color, the final product, and how sweet they want to do it, of what color you're going to get in your rosé. But I'm encouraging people to try any rosé that looks interesting to you. Try it. Now is the time. They're so in vogue right now. There's so many good ones out there, not just here or in the wineries. They're everywhere right now. So try one. Find one you like and just go for it.
I mean, it's a pretty color. Here in Temecula, we're having 40-degree days, which is a little warm.
Right.
So this is perfect. What do you call it? A porch what?
I don't call. Oh, wait, let's be clear. I don't call it that, but some people who have frequented the winery call them porch pounders, meaning
Wow.
they sit out front
And
on a
just
day
pound
like
it.
on a night,
Yeah.
an afternoon or an evening like tonight. They get it really, really cold, and they step on the cap.
Ah, do that.
They
Tag me
step
when you
on the
do
cap.
that. Do a boomerang.
Yeah, tag
Yes,
us when you
tag
step
us.
on the cap, the twist cap.
Patricia's got a better name. Summer Sipper.
Oh,
There we
summer
go.
sipper. Okay, thank you.
See,
Classy.
I didn't say
Thank you.
Classy.
Thank you. Keeping it classy.
Keeping it classy.
Yeah,
I like
a summer
it.
sipper. I think that's a great way.
That's a great, yeah.
So this is one of the ones you just sit on the porch, enjoy with somebody, and it's not
I
that
like
sweet.
that.
Let's smell, taste it,
Yeah,
get in there.
that's
You're gonna notice fruit, like you're not heavy fruit. I get a little bit of green apple. I get a little bit of honeycomb, honey,
I get.
some
Sometimes
watermelon,
I'm scared to
strawberry.
say what I get, and I realize I know.
There's no
I'm the
wrong
same
answer.
way.
There's no wrong answer.
there's
I'm
no
learning this though, so I'm saying
I mean,
oranges.
listen,
like-
if it's wrong, we'll talk about you later. not,
I won't do it on
we
camera.
won't talk about you
no,
now.
not an IG live.
I'll
No.
make it sound good now. I'll work it in. It's the deal. Yeah, sure.
No, but really, this is again comes back to what you grew up with, like notes you pick up. So what Walter tastes sometimes is not what I taste, not what Melissa tastes, not what Shelly tastes. So this is why wine tasting is so fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
There's almost, I even get, maybe it's because of I still got a little bit of that phenol pollen.
Mm-hmm.
I get almost an herbaceous note in here somewhere, and I don't really know, but I get a little bit of
I
herbaceousness.
like that word.
Herbaceous. You got to come
I
up
know.
with the rosé slushy now. Everybody
Yeah.
wants a recipe.
Oh, we need a rosé.
Yes,
Frosé.
let's do it.
Actually, for
Frosé.
Mother's Day, we'll be doing something like that. For Danza.
Ooh.
For Danza, we'll come up with a recipe for frosé.
Frosé.
Natalie, if you're watching, you're up.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
You
you gotta
just
go.
decided.
Yeah, get to work.
So the cheese that we're pairing with this today, we're hopping back to cow's milk. So we started with cow, then we had sheep, then we had goat. We're back to cow, and today it is the Wensleydale cranberry cheese. So if you got this, you will see this beautiful red, like dark speckles inside of your cheese. And this is made in Yorkshire, England. So what is fun about this cheese is that it is handmade. And when you taste it, the honey undertones that Walter was talking about in the rosé, you're going to taste that in the cheese. So it's going to have honey undertones, and what is unique about this cheese is that it's going to have some texture to it. So I invite you to take a bite of your cheese before you take a sip, so you can feel the texture by itself,
On its own.
on its own, just by itself.
Okay. I'm a fan.
Nat said
Okay.
she's already ahead of you.
She's already there.
Yeah.
He's like, that's good.
Thank you, Nat. Appreciate you.
Really good
Everybody
cheese.
playing.
Those
Yes.
views,
A
though.
super sweet flavor, right? Are you tasting what I'm saying? This is good. So the cows that graze on the limestone pastures in Wensleydale. There's a place called Wensleydale in the UK, and this is exactly where that cow's milk come from. So I think this is very unique with the same way that wines work. They can't say it's Temecula Valley wines unless the grapes were grown here, right? So these guys can't say it's Wensleydale cheese unless the cows graze the limestone pastures that is in Wensleydale in the UK. So that's kind of a way to hold everybody accountable. Like, let's not be deceitful. Let's say where the grapes come from. Let's say where the cheese comes from. Where's your cow from? Where did you get that goat?
Where did your cow grow up?
Yeah. I mean,
Temecula
this is
cow.
good. It's cool to like learn like the history of people. Yeah.
Wait, what kind of animal cheese did you say this
That
was?
is cow.
Wow.
Someone
That's
said
really
that
good.
texture though.
Limestone pasture, so that's why it gets that unique, very sweet taste, and that's also why I think you get the like a texture. It's like
It's definitely got texture.
Yeah.
It's not as creamy and
It's not as
smooth
creamy,
the, as Purple Haze.
the manchego is a little bit texturized, but this one is definitely surpassing the manchego.
And those are cranberries inside of it? Those are
Dried cranberries.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Nice, yeah.
So now we're going to take a sip and then a bite and then a sip, and what you will see is that the cheese is not sweeter than your wine. So it's a really good.
It actually works.
Yeah.
The sweetness in the cheese actually pushes back some of the cheese in
Yeah.
the wine, so they work really well.
Almost
Not,
took your
one
cracker.
doesn't over.
The
One
sweet in the
doesn't-
wine.
one doesn't overpower the other. I think the other thing that's interesting too is that this doesn't necessarily have to be a dessert course. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Even though it's a sweeter style, I could easily see this kind of being something in between, like an appetizer in the actual meal. Kind of just something to kind of get your palate ready for whatever's next. It's not too sweet.
That bears
I think
beautifully.
it works really, really well. It doesn't have to be necessarily a dessert course because even though they're both on the sweeter side, they really balance each other out. The alcohol in the rosé is only 13.3%, so it's not crazy high, but it's nice and balanced. Again, the alcohol is in there, but it's hidden very well within the sweetness and kind of the acidity balance of the wine.
What's great about the cheese too is that it is hand cut and hand wrapped. So this is not produced in a factory, which is really amazing about the cheeses. Is once you learn like the love and the passion that goes into cheeses, that is why we got to keep our wine. Sorry, not our winemakers, but them too. But our
Cheese
cheese makers like really in business because this is what they do. This is their livelihood. Just like anybody else, I understand that, but this takes so much love, so much effort, hand wrapping, hand cutting, turning the cheeses, just like champagne I hear. You gotta
The method shipping wine, yeah.
you gotta keep on turning the bottle. It's the same with a lot of these cheeses. They have to, after a certain amount of time, go turn the wheel of cheese so it gets the flavor and it gets the right aromatics. So a lot more goes into cheese, I think, that I realized when I first started doing this job.
And it comes down to passion, right? Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot of passion to want to make a really good cheese. And I think it's the same way with wine. I think these guys, by the time you get a bottle of wine, the amount of hands that have had something to do with crafting that wine, right? From just tending to the leaves and the soil, and then harvest, and then moving the things, and putting them in barrel, and putting them in flex tanks, and moving them out of flex tanks, and testing them. By the time you get that bottle, that's a lot of people's blood, sweat, and tears that has gone into that bottle. So hopefully you guys appreciate that, the wine making process as well as the cheese making process.
yeah.
So hopefully you can see why they go hand in hand. I think they were made for each other. The two different things.
And our process, we do this
I
every
mean,
time before this live.
It's. I mean, I hope you understand the blood and sweat tears that goes into
We do
creating a
this,
pairing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
so hard.
I know.
You have to taste all the wine. You got to taste all the cheese. And
It's tough.
then Gina brings more stuff. She brings more meat, and there's a
Yeah,
whole
it's
thing. It's a whole. We had to
fun.
block out a whole afternoon. It's tough.
We like our jobs.
Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. We have a couple of announcements I want to make. Actually, Shelly's going to announce the winner of the social Danza
Danzing.
now.
Okay. Pop myself
Hop
in.
in.
Hi.
Hop.
So I'm doing this here so that you all know that you're all on here in this little wheel. Hopefully you can see it on both. I'm gonna click here. We're gonna see who
Oh,
won
this
this.
is cool.
Drum roll.
Who's our winner?
Who we got?
It's loading.
Is it still
Oh, sorry.
spinning?
Jay Predney Fitness.
Okay. Jay
Congrats.
Predney Fitness.
DM us so that way we can.
Yeah, Jay Predney
Get
Fitness.
you your-
You won 2 bottles of Danza del Sol wine, Sauvignon Blanc 2018, Tempranillo 2016,
16, yeah.
and some Danza swag.
On the swag.
Yeah.
So
Yummy.
let us know. DM us. Let us know you got it. You won, man. Congratulations.
Boom.
You
Cheers.
did it. You did great.
We got,
Speaking of giveaways, speaking of giveaways, Temecula Life in conjunction with Danza, Mesilla de la Vina and Grazing Theory, are going to do a giveaway. Go ahead.
We're doing a giveaway. So we have a fabulous thing planned for Mother's Day. I know everything's closed. You can't get mom what she really wants, or maybe she does want this really. So if you would love to join us at 11 a.m. Mother's Day, which is May 10th on Sunday, we're going to have a pairing like this again, where we're doing 2 bubbles, which is the Brut and the Magrana. Which is amazing. Magrana has pomegranate in it, so you're gonna love that. So the duo bubble set, and we're gonna do 3 pairings with each bubble. So that means you're gonna have 3 bites with each bottle, and then after that, we're gonna jump right into a brie tier cake that we're gonna build live on IG. So it's your option. You can get the kit from us, which means you'll have everything you need except some of your fresh berries that you're gonna put on the cake, and we're gonna show you live how to build this cake. And Mama's going to enjoy it afterwards.
And that's going to be with Mesilla de la Vina.
Yeah.
So
Our sister winery.
Our sister winery will be doing that on Mother's Day. If you don't follow me on Walter's Vineyard, you should do it. You'll see pictures, or even Grazing Theory. You'll see pictures of this brie cake. It is amazing.
It's beautiful.
It's got 3 tiers, a bunch of honey, the whole deal. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So the honeycomb that's coming on there is from a local honey farmer. Grazing Theory tries to do as much local business as we can to help other small businesses like ourselves. So the honeycomb that's coming on there is from a local honey farmer too. But we're giving away with Temecula Life the duo, the 2 bubbles, and we're giving away a kit and a tasting board. So check out Temecula Life.
How do they win? How do they do it? What do they
How do you do it?
Follow
All right.
everybody.
So it'll be on Louise's page, which is Temecula Life. He's going to be posting it within the next 24 hours. And then you like that post, you follow Temecula Life, you follow Grazing Theory, you follow Mesilla del Vina Winery, and then tag a friend. So each comment is for an entry. And then when you post the picture of the giveaway and you say the word giveaway in your stories, that's a bonus entry. So that's so easy to do. And then we will pick a winner on Friday, so you know what you're doing on Mother's Day.
That's right.
So that'll be super fun. I hope you guys join us. We'll be doing a lovely pairing again. We'll be popping bottles for Mom on Mother's Day. You can pick up your kit from Thursday until Saturday at Mesilla del Vina Winery. So that way it's all ready for you. There's a few little upgrades of a personalized black slate board, some artisan crackers, so you can pick up everything you need at Mesilla del Vina Winery.
How many will that serve, the brie cake?
Ooh.
Someone said they want to know how much weight they'll gain.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
This is like Joey on Friends. Go get on your turkey pants, okay?
Get on your brie pants.
It'll serve quite a few. This is not a little cake.
It's 3 tiers. So your biggest tier is probably about 10 inches round, and then we go smaller to about 6 to 8 inches, and then we've got a little topper, and then it's filled with fruit. So it's everything you need to just enjoy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
It's a good
can
size.
feed quite a few.
Yeah,
it's
good
so
size.
good. So the winner's gonna get a
10
bottle,
people.
a duo pack. So that's the Magrana, that's the Brut, along with the kit to build the in the pairings.
The cake and the pairings,
yeah.
So we have an option to only buy the pairing if you just want to do the pairing, not the cake, or if you
Right.
buy the kit, that automatically includes
But
the
do
pairing.
yourself, if you're gonna do the kit, if you're gonna do the pairing, do the kit. I promise you, you're not gonna be disappointed.
It's gonna be
It's
fun.
phenomenal. All right, I got one more announcement. I got one more thing I want to do.
The drum roll. This is where the drum roll should be.
All right, so we got the winner. What was the winner's name of the Danza social? Sorry.
Jay Fredney Fitness.
What was it?
Thank you, Melissa.
What was it, Melissa?
Jay Fredney Fitness.
Jay Predney Fitness.
It was
Melissa's
a
got
funky
you
one.
covered. Let us know that you heard
Yeah,
that you won.
I don't think they're on here,
You
but
got 2
DM
bottles
us.
of Danza wine and a shirt coming. Don't forget Mother's Day with Mesilla de la Vina. Just go on to Grazing Theory, go on to Mesilla de la Vina. You'll be able to find more information about that.
Yes.
And here's the big announcement. If anybody was watching the post that Shelly did, you know we have a big announcement today, and it is I have a new wine coming out.
You're gonna like this one.
All right. I don't know if you guys know, but this 2019 Chenin Blanc. That's right. Starting tomorrow, the 2019 Chenin Blanc will be out, and I thought it was only right that since we have you here, we're in the beautiful vineyard, the sun's going down, we should taste it, right? So we can give you guys a little heads up
Definitely.
of what it tastes like, all right?
See, I love Fila Cheesley.
It has its advantages.
It does,
really
it
does.
does.
It really does.
It does.
All right,
Oh, they're
20
pumped.
starting tomorrow, it'll go up on the website tonight. And starting, I guess tonight, really, probably after we finish this, you guys can start ordering. It too is part of the Sit From Home. It'll be available. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. It's only available until Mother's Day, May 10th. After May 10th, it's going to go away for a little while. So you have from now until May 10th to order as much as you can. All right. If anybody knows that last year the 2018 vintage of the Chenin Blanc was wound up being one of our most popular varietals, people have been really after me about trying to get this one out. So as a group, as a unit, as a staff, we tasted it and we decided it's finally ready. So we hope you guys enjoy it. If your mom's a fan of something slightly sweet, this is going to be her guy. So make sure you get her a gift like this. The 2019 Temecula Valley Chenin Blanc. The alcohol is 13.7. Let's taste it.
Well, what's great is that Danza del Sol and Messiah is both on the Portola Road. So you can hop to Danza
Right.
and then hop to Messiah.
That's right.
And you got it. It's
That's right.
all
It's
in the
all
same
done.
road, yeah.
Some details. We're open from 1 to 6
Every day.
So if you come right now, no, you cannot grab it. Sorry. Someone asked that. 1 to 6. The sip from home codes
We have to do a real cheers
for a wine
for
club is 30% off, 35% off, and the non-wine club is 25% off for 6 bottles or more. Just clarifying all that because we got questions in here. Do you need to call ahead to pick up bottles? No, unless you want to do the curbside.
You want to do curbside, you can.
You want to do curbside?
I love to see how the sky is changing behind us.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Nat said she ready.
Melissa Poppin, we want to.
Yeah, just
I want
pop
to
in.
say hi to Melissa. Melissa is our general manager. Come on in the street. Oh,
Yes.
at Grazing Theory. So Melissa is amazing because she joined us when she won a contest with us. We were doing our 1,000 follower giveaway.
1,000.
Wow, which is now almost 3,000 followers ago. And Melissa won our giveaway. She got a beautiful grazing board at one of the wineries. And then since then she said, hey, I want to go and do this cheese thing with you. So Melissa's been on board. She's amazing. We love Melissa. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Melissa.
We love you. And we couldn't do this without you.
Someone said hi, Melissa.
Thank you. I love my job.
Yeah,
So-
we like
Wine and
having-
eating cheese.
We like having these ladies around. They're good people.
Okay.
And
Need
they
to
know
pick
their
up my
cheese, so it's always nice to keep a good cheese person around. Somebody to cut the cheese.
Ah!
Yeah,
We got lots of hi, Melissa.
I do want to give a shout out to Jamie Pellegrin. Jamie, you've been incredible supporting Grazing Theory. Thank you so much. I think you've been with us since this whole COVID thing started, and you ordered a cheese board today. You're doing Mother's Day with us. Thank you, Jamie. Cheers to you for supporting local businesses. I appreciate it so much.
Wow, that's cool.
Need to pick up my shipment. How does that work?
You can call or you can just come pick it up. We have it here ready to go. Just show up anytime between 1 and 6 in the tasting room, and we'll get it ready to go for you.
Got lots of hi, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Look
Where's
at the sky
Rania? We
behind
miss
us.
her.
Look
We
at
miss her too. We miss everybody.
We did good. Look at
We
that.
love it. You're welcome. Got lots. So, any last words?
If anybody's wondering, if the weather's great here. The wine's even
Rub
better.
it in.
Oh, I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. The weather's great. The wine's even better. The cheese is awesome. We're having a good time, and I hope you guys are doing the best you can. Hope we're keeping you entertained at home in this time. Shout out to all the frontline workers. Actually, Grazing Theory and Messiah and Danza actually donated some wine yesterday to Rancho Springs Medical Center. Shout out to.
He's being very modest, saying some wine. It was 10 cases of wine. It's 120 bottles of wine that Messiah and Danza donated. So yeah, he's being very modest. And a good Samaritan, a local Temecula resident, contacted Grazing Theory saying like, hey, we saw what you guys did for Inland Valley Hospital. We want to do the same. They purchased those cones that we delivered with
120
Danza and Messiah.
cones.
120 cones this person
Amazing.
purchased. She wants to stay anonymous, so I just want to say anonymous Temecula resident. That was amazing. Thank you
That's
so
cool.
much. They loved it.
Yeah, and Gina was kind enough to let us get in on that, and so as a company for Danza and Messiah, we got in, we donated some wine, so we're really thankful that we were able to do that. And I hope those ladies are enjoying their wine tonight or
I
sometime.
know.
Ladies
They
and
are.
gentlemen.
and gentlemen.
Ladies and
That's
gentlemen, I
Mimosa.
hope you're enjoying your wine.
2020.
Well, the picture was mostly women that we saw.
That's true,
getting it.
yeah,
They looked
that's
really
true.
happy to get it.
They
So we're
did.
glad that we got a chance to do that for Rancho Springs Medical Center. Shout out to everybody that's working hard over there. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Danza, thank you for rocking with Grazing Theory. If you guys have any questions about cheese or wine, just go to the website. Go to Instagram. We're always on there, so you can just let us know. What's your handle on? Is it
We are just our company name at Grazing
at
Theory,
Grazing Theory?
which is our email address, info@Grazing Theory, Melissa at Grazing Theory,
Yeah, you can't
Grazing
miss.
Theory on Facebook,
Just,
Grazing
just
Theory everywhere.
walk out
Hashtag
your
Grazing
front.
Theory.
Walk out your front door. Just say Grazing Theory. Somebody,
show up.
somebody will do something. And then obviously Danza del Sol Winery. The sister winery is Mesilla de la Viña, and then my handle is at Walter's Vineyard. Shelly is the one that curates kind of the Danza social media. So if you guys have questions, she's the one you're talking to.
Hey.
This has been cool. This has
I
been
know,
awesome.
so cool.
I can't complain.
Lots of thank yous. Lots of count on us for the next one.
Yay.
Grab that Shannon while you
Hey,
can.
it's out. It's out tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. Okay.
I'm taking a case tonight, so I don't know what I'm talking about. It's so good.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you from
tuning-
Rancho Springs.
Hey! Thank you. Don't thank us.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
May I? Sorry.
No, you're good. Go
Just
for
an
it.
hour?
Just,
I think we got some time. Okay.
I just have a
5
few
minutes?
announcements. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do a few more things. So we've got Mother's Day with Mesilla. It's like this girl's extra. May 10th at 11 a.m. And then we have a fun new business that we're doing something with. It's called Bubbles and Brews, California, and we're doing a Cinco de Mayo tasting with her handcrafted cocktails with a pairing board from Grazing Theory, and that'll be on Cinco de Mayo at 5 o'clock on May 5th because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Cool.
So we'll be doing that. It'll be announced within the next day or so. We have a charcuterie cone workshop coming up. Those have been getting a lot of love, so we will be announcing that in the next few days. So please just keep on checking our website, keep on checking IG. Like we are
Follow
on there
her. Just
every
follow
day.
her. She's
So
got
yeah,
info
please
on
do it.
info. And Melissa curates their social media too. So
yeah, she's the
that's who
beauty
you'll
and
be
the
talking
brains
to.
behind the IG.
Listen, this has been fun. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank
cheers.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're cheersing with steps.
Cheers to Bob.
Oh, is that the way
Cheers.
to-
I don't
Thank
know.
you,
We're trying
everybody. We
something.
love you. Appreciate
Thank you guys.
See you soon.
All right.
I think I just did a gang sign.
We're still here.
I don't know. We can wear masks now in colors.
Try to